Good evening, Titan Nation. What's going on? Welcome to another brand new edition of Titans in Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer, and we got a very good show lined up for you tonight as we are going to be mainly previewing our next opponent being the Jacksonville Jaguars. Since we got them on Sunday, it is going to be in Jacksonville. I got some people also on Facebook Live who are chiming in as well, so feel free to join me. Giving a big shout out to Big Rob, Brandon. How y'all doing? And we're going to go ahead and get right to the show and not waste any time. What I wanted to do first, I wanted to go back, and it was just not really going to dwell too much more on the Raider game. Most of you caught my recap show, my recap on Facebook Live Sunday. If you didn't, go back on the Titans and Truth fan page or on my personal page is on there. Take a look at that. Talking about what happened with the Raider game. William Williams said, "What's up, my guy, my homie? Got some special stuff coming out, including that brother right there. Some very special stuff coming up. That's going to be coming maybe later on this year. So we're going to definitely get into that. But what I want to do, I want to quickly go through some plays, no more than about 3 plays that happened in this 26-16 loss to the Raiders. And before I go into that, I want y'all to chime in on this. And if you catch this on YouTube, put in a comment on this. Have y'all noticed how the media all of a sudden was so high on us before the beginning of the season? Now they see one game, and it's like all of a sudden, oh my God, abandon the Titan ship. The Titan hype train is starting to derail. I'm like, come on, it's just one game. We got 15 more games to go in the season, and as Rob pointed out, the Raiders are a very good team. We can't be mad about that. And Rob, you getting a like for that. You're absolutely right. I mean, yeah, we could have played better, but this Raider team is a good team. They're probably going to be one of the favorites to possibly overthrow New England or Pittsburgh in the AFC. They are legit. They are a good football team. I'm not going to take that away from them. Do I hate we lost? Yes. But ladies and gentlemen, for those out there who are ready to abandon ship, and I know there's not many, but I know there's a few, it is not time to do that yet. We haven't even gotten started yet. We got plenty of games left to play. Brandon, you're right. We got a lot of people still on our side. And I'm gonna get to Jacksonville in a minute because that is a funny development that is happening now. So we are definitely gonna get to that later in the show in talking about Jacksonville. But I'm gonna quickly go in and talk about some just a couple of plays that I noticed, and I'm gonna try to go as quick as I can, and not blabber off a bit. Now here is a simple run. Here's a simple run. Cyprian right there, missing the hole. And when they show it again, I'm going to slow it down. I'm looking at the all 22 film. So I'm going to slow it down. So I want y'all to take a look at something. As this play develops with Marshawn Lynch, he picks up 14 yards. Look at Cyprian. He's supposed to fill this hole already. He gives the offensive lineman time to, get off of that double team to get to him. And this was indicative of what happened the whole day. Now, credit, beast mode was very difficult to bring down. But, I mean, Cyprian's got to fill that hole faster. If he fills that hole faster, he prevents a big run. And you give it time for the teammates to get there. So I didn't like that play. I didn't like that play very much. And, then, of course, we've all seen the Amari Cooper touchdown. Now, Adoree closed in very well here. As you can see, he just did not roll him up. He did not roll him up and finish him off a little bit more. And really, the fact that Amari Cooper pushed about 4 or 5 guys, and it looked like he had some help from his offensive lineman to get in there, I mean, not good. Tackling was not great, but I will admit Adoree played a lot better. Like I mentioned Sunday, he played a heck of a lot better as the game went on. So that was one play. I also want to take a look at I want y'all to take a look at something here too. DeMarco Murray. Now, we had our issues, Sunday with the running game. There were a couple of plays that I honestly think, even though these 2 plays resulted in a first down, and you're going to see it in the other film a little bit better, some of these runs, it was not the offensive line's fault. Some of this, and this might sound crazy, some of this I got to put blame on DeMarco himself. Some of this I got to put the blame on DeMarco. So I'm going to try to flip the camera a little bit. So I want y'all to take a look at this. This is the All-22. I want y'all to see if y'all seeing what I'm talking about. And I got it slowed down. So that everybody can watch it. Hey, Miss Jeannie, Big Johnny, what's up with you, man? But I want y'all to take a look at this right here. Now, DeMarco's going to get the ball. And even though he picks up a positive 5 yards, freeze right here. It looked like DeMarco has the lane outside. He could bounce out here and maybe do some damage. But take a look at what he does. Instead of bouncing outside, where he probably could have picked up about another 8 to 10 yards, he cuts back inside. And only picks up 5. Now, don't get me wrong. He had 2 runs, and here's another run that result in first downs. Don't get me wrong. These 2 result in first down. I'm just saying DeMarco Murray could have picked up so much more yardage. Now that play was actually pretty good. If he just runs downhill. And quit trying to cut back every chance he gets, you get somewhere. And I think here he cut back again a little bit too much. So when you take a look at this play, and then I'm going to get it back on me too. Hope your daughter's doing well with her CrossFit, Miss Jeannie. I hope she's doing well with that. But again, I want y'all to take a look at something here. And this is what I was talking about with DeMarco. Now, DeMarco's getting the ball. Now, he's cutting. And like I said, could have bounced it outside. He kept inside. He only picks up 2 yards. I didn't like that at all. And so that's why I said I think a lot of the plays were on DeMarco, not necessarily on the offensive line. And we're going to come up with another play in just a moment that I'm going to pull up that was absolutely incredible, that I thought was great. And we're going to pull that up in just a quick second. Now we're gonna go into one of my favorite plays that happened. One of my favorite plays that went down. And I'm trying to pull it up. But here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if I can pull up the right play. I had it. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, get used to this. So, you know that 5th round pick that we was talking about, and people was like, he hadn't practiced all preseason. Throw up, got it. That was a thing of beauty. And now we're going to spread it out. This matchup was happening all day, one-on-one. I honestly thought it was there. And then Marcus got it out. Absolutely gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And so that's just some of what I thought on that. And I mean, I'm not going to really show much on defense and anything like that. But there is, I'm going to try to find that one play that a lot of people were talking about. If I can get to it. So I'm trying to get to it. Yeah, I'll forgive it. Yeah, that was a play that we almost blew it, but luckily we didn't. I think this this was the play. This is the play that everybody is really talking about. Looked like Marcus checked out on 3rd and 2, and this was that toss play. I did not like this call, even though I do think DeMarco probably could have gotten the first down. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Mr. Neely? But here's the problem I have. In a way, now if he cuts back, he probably could have cut back and got somewhere. If he cuts back inside, if he cut back, this is a play where he should have cut back and he didn't. And probably could have gotten those 2 yards and he didn't. So I didn't like that play. I would have rather have went to the far side of the field, and I would have rather went to the far side of the field, and he could have definitely have gotten a little bit more, and maybe could have all he had to do was outrun a safety. He probably gets into the end zone. So I'm not really going to dwell too much more on that. Those were just some plays that I thought were crucial in what happened. Marcus threw for 250 yards, threw it 41 times. You probably wanted to keep it about 30 yards. And Tyler, I agree with you on that. They had to get into a rhythm in a way, but I would have felt, Derrick Henry probably could have gotten those 2 yards. And on that particular play, just hand off. You ain't got to do no toss. And I think Coach Robisky was trying so hard to be cute and try to, make a special play that maybe he ended up outsmarting himself in a way. So I didn't like some of the play calling on that. Defensively, again, tackling was an issue. We got to get better pressure on the quarterback. And we gotta tackle. Tackling is got to be, it's a fundamental skill. Luckily, these problems that we had are correctable. They can be fixed. So that's basically all I wanted to get on with that. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go and we're going to go ahead and take a look at our two-tone blue Star of the Week nominations and also our Dunce of the Day nominations. So remember, you can get them in still while the going is good. We're going to announce that in just a quick second. I'm going to read off a few nominations, a few nominees that we have. And so, trying to see if I can. There we go. I'm going to move myself a little bit. And let's see. Tyler comes in saying, they ran a lot of college plays with the option. I was liking Marcus getting yards with his feet. Just don't get hurt. Now, I agree with that, but at the same time, I will say the read option was there for most of the day. Marcus really could have ran a lot of read option if he wanted to. Maybe he was just following the play call with that because, especially on Bruce Irvin's side, he was so focused on the run, Marcus could have outran him. So I think the read option should be used a lot more. Now, against Jacksonville, it may not be as easy, but there will be some opportunities, I think. We got Brandon coming in here. He messaged me saying Star of the Week, two-tone blue Star of the Week nomination, Rashard Matthews, Corey Davis, Delaney Walker. Dunce of the Day nomination, the Titans front seven. That's not a bad, those are not bad nominations at all. Those are definitely not bad nominations. And so, we definitely have that. And then we got my guy Egan O'Mahony from my homies over there in Ireland. Luck of the Irish. What's up to y'all? He gives the nomination of Star of the Week to Adoree Jackson. And he says that he was brilliant in his first NFL game, made some good plays. And he says Dunce of the Day is a very easy one, and that goes to Cyprien before he got injured. I think he missed every play he was involved in, which I will definitely say that is absolutely the truth. I think he missed a lot of plays that he was involved in, so that was not very good on his part. Definitely, and I know I got another one here. So trying to see what we got. And then we got my guy Brandon. Brandon, who's always been a supporter so far. He says his Star of the Week nomination is Adoree Jackson, Dunce, Cyprien. Definitely some nominations there. Also, I remember someone gave a nomination on my recap to Robiscuits. And I mean, that was Robisky. So, I definitely can understand that. Any other nominations, guys? Get them in quick. About to announce the winner in just a moment, in my honest opinion of who we got. But I think I'm going to start with the Dunce of the Day first. And I think it's perfectly obvious who the Dunce of the Day is, and that is Jonathan Cyprien. He sucked on Sunday. There were so many plays I looked at where he seemed out of position or wasn't in good enough position or just simply missed tackles. He didn't plug the hole on the first run by Marshawn Lynch. He messed up on a 4th and 1. If he just holds on to Marshawn Lynch and stops him there, we get the ball back. They don't score a touchdown off of that or get a field goal. And there was a catch by Jared Cook where he wasn't in position. So, two-tone blue Star Dunce of the Day is definitely Jonathan Cyprien. And now we're going to go ahead and announce our two-tone blue star of the week. And also, I forgot to mention in the dunce of the day, an honorable mention has to go to Terry Robisky. His play calling is weird to me sometimes, and I don't know what to think about it, to be perfectly honest. There's some time where it looked like he makes some good play calls. Other times I just think he makes it too complicated. He tries to get too cute and tries to get too exotic instead of just sticking with the smash mouth. Sometimes smash mouth is just better than trying to go exotic. I like mixing in a little bit of exotic. What's up, Mr. Simpson? How's it going? But, I mean, sometimes it's just better to just smash them in the mouth. If that's our identity, we stick with it. So that's just what I think when it comes to that. But as far as the star of the week, we had a few nominations. Delaney Walker, Corey Davis, Rashard Matthews. We had a few nominations for that. And I will have to say, looking like according to the votes, the two-tone blue star of the week is Ajax. Adoree Jackson is the two-tone blue star of the week. Now, he had his ups and downs too. I think he had more ups than downs, in my honest opinion. And I mean, he's growing up. So he's got to have growing pains. So he's going to get better as the year goes. And I think I think he has the potential to really be a really, really good corner. So he's already helping us in the return game already. I mean, he had that spectacular play on a kickoff return where he basically gained about another 7 yards just jumping over somebody, which I thought was extremely impressive. And so I give Adoree Jackson that award. Now, I will say a part two of the two-tone blue star of the week, I want to give it to Corey Davis too. Because Corey Davis had a pretty nice debut, and I think he can only go anywhere but up. He can go anywhere but up, and he's going to be our number one receiver in the future. I think so. And I know I'm getting in some late nominations as far as dunks of the day. I will have to give another honorable mention, definitely to Eric Decker. Yes, Eric Decker. I think they were trying to force him the ball, and it just seemed like he was out of sync. He slipped up on an out route that he probably would have gotten a first down if he just stays up. They ran a screen pass to Decker. I don't know why they did that. That's more on Robisky. But it just seemed like Eric Decker was a step slow, and that's not good. You know, he needs to be a little bit faster than that if he's really going to help this offense come along. He's supposed to be a big red zone threat, which I didn't see us go to him much in the red zone. That's just something that's really going to have to change. And so, you know, that is definitely interesting. And Kevin, I'm going to get to your question about the free agents in just a moment. But what we're going to do, we're going to take a very, very quick break. And I do mean a quick break to get a word in from our sponsor. And we're going to be right back right here on Titans in Truth. Hi, guys. This is Chris Newell from Titans in Truth. Ladies, are you looking for that specific jewelry that's unique and helps you stand out? Something you will never find in other jewelry stores? Fellas, you might be looking for that special jewelry for that special lady in your life. Or you might be looking for some bling for yourself. Well, check out Rose Jewel Boutique and my friend Allison Conley. Ladies, she can make jewelry in a way that you want it and to your particular taste. Check this picture out here. Fellas, you want a little bit of bling or something that you can find special too? She does male jewelry as well. Check out these bracelets that she's made. Now look, I don't say this about Rose Jewel Boutique because they are a sponsor of the show or that she is a friend of the show. I say this because I am a valued customer. Take a look at these pictures from our wedding. really want to find out how to get this special jewelry, check her out right here. Check her out on Facebook, Instagram, or go to rosejewelboutique.com. She can ship anywhere. And make sure you tell her that Chris from Titans and Truth sent you. Welcome back to Titans and Truth. I want to give a big thank you and a shout out to Rose Jewels Boutique and my friend, Miss Allison Conley. Definitely, if you saw that promo, definitely make sure you check out rosejewelboutique.com and take a look at some great jewelry. I'm going to be getting some jewelry. I'm going to be definitely getting me a Titans necklace made so that I can wear it at games and for the show. So you could definitely see that personally. She is a big supporter of the show, a friend of the show. Guys, if you're getting some for your ladies, getting some from your lady, you could do that. Any of the ladies that end up watching this show, you could definitely get some for yourself too. And she can ship to you anywhere. So definitely check her out there. But we're going to go into, of course, one of the best parts of the show, Pick My Brain. And we're going to go straight into that, and we're going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to see what y'all want to pick my brain about. First, I'm going to get with my guy. Brandon. Brandon had a couple of good questions out, and he said, let me go to it. It usually gives me a lot of good questions. Okay. He said, number one, do the offensive coordinator have too many weapons and doesn't know how to utilize them? Now, I'm noticing this a lot with a lot of the questions that a lot of you are asking. A lot of you are asking about Robisky. Like Tyler mentioned, did you notice on first down, it was always a run play. They keyed on our run game. A good coach makes adjustments on the fly. That's why I'm not sold on our offensive coordinator. And so I understand that definitely with that. And then, of course, Brandon mentioning that we got to make some adjustments. Delaney's a part of that identity that we have and things like that. So I'm trying to skip up a bit. But to answer Brandon's question, we have a lot of weapons, and we got a lot of balls to go around. The only thing about it is you got to know how to utilize your talents to the best of your ability. You don't run screens with Eric Decker. You don't run just deep go routes with Eric Decker. You don't do that with him. You do screens with Taywan Taylor. You do screens with Corey Davis. You can even do some screens with Rashard Matthews. But you don't do no type of wide receiver screen with Eric Decker. Excuse me. It's not going to work that way. That's not how this offense would be built. And, I would say in the first game, Robisky, again, like I said earlier, I think he outsmarted himself. And there wasn't a lot of balance, especially in the second half. So I do put a lot of that on Robisky on that. So that was definitely a very good question. Second question he had, what's it going to take for the Titans to look at a different head coach, which I believe the guys are buying into Mike, and I think he'll be the one to take us to the next level. But do you think he'll look at a different OC? And again, I don't know what we'll do as far as offensive coordinator. I mean, Robisky might get better towards the middle or end of the season. I don't know. But if it continues to struggle with all the weapons that we have, Mike Mularkey may need to examine that for that fact. And, Jason Michael didn't do a bad job when he was put at offensive coordinator. I think he's younger, maybe a little bit more fresh. And, he's already the quarterbacks. He's already the quarterbacks coach. So he's working with Marcus. So I think he would be a pretty good candidate if we stayed inside. So I don't know if they'll look at another offensive coordinator yet, but Robisky's play calling does have me a bit perplexed. I'm not going to lie. His third question, he said, would it make sense to have Sims and Jackson outside, leave Ryan in the slot, and Cyprien is missing tackles? Is Cyprien missing tackles going to be an ongoing issue? Is it going to be an ongoing issue? Now, to answer your first question, Brandon, I think that is the way they're going to do it. I think they're definitely going to have it where it is. I wouldn't mind it being Sims and Jackson on the outside, Logan Ryan on the inside, and you can kind of switch that out some as well. So I think that's not a bad idea to do that. I think that's the way they should do it. And there was a comment. That I saw. Okay, also Kevin Simpson. He said, yes, start Adoree for sure. Sims can get McCain off the field, maybe. He's another weak link. I actually agree with that because a lot of the passes that were completed, quite a bit of the passes Derek Carr completed was against Bryce McCain. And I just think Bryce McCain, I call him Bryce McPain because it's painful to watch. I just think he's not very good. He is not very good at all, in my honest opinion on that. And also, Kevin, I'm going to give you a nice light too. He says, I think Searcy will actually be a plus for us this week. And I actually agree with that. I definitely do agree that I think Searcy is better addition by subtraction. I see some people saying start Adoree. He's learning. Let him get his feet wet, smack some people in the mouth. So I agree with that. And, I definitely like some of that. And also I got my guy, Egan O'Mahony. He says, are you more concerned about the team after the loss to the Raiders? The hype train derailed pretty fast, even though us real fans knew Raiders were going to be a tough one. No, I'm not concerned at the moment. I mean, there are some things that need to be cleaned up. Absolutely. But as far as my concern, I don't have any concern just yet. Now, if we lose to Jacksonville, then I will say there will be some much deserved concern on that. And so that I'm not really worried about that. The train hasn't derailed. It might have slowed down a little bit, but it has not derailed. He asked next, how do you feel about Mariota? How do you feel Mariota played? I think he played pretty good. He was off on a couple of throws. I think a few of his throws he might have made a little bit too quickly, even though he's trying to get the ball out, and I understand that. I definitely understand that. But, I think sometimes he got rid of the ball a little bit too fast. Maybe he felt the pressure or thought he just needed to get rid of the ball faster. So I would say he actually did pretty well, in my honest opinion. I think he'll get better. And, we should have had 2 touchdowns in the red zone for sure. I agree with that. I definitely agree we should have capitalized in the red zone a lot more. And I think that's something that they're definitely going to emphasize. And are you happy with how the secondary played? With the exception of Cyprien and McCain, I would say the secondary didn't play too bad. But McCain was horrible. Cyprien was horrible. And I'm not feeling comfortable with those 2 guys on the field at all. I'd rather see Kalen Reed out there or Curtis Riley if we have to go that far. Cyprien is just not that good to me. And he's supposed to be a run stopper, a good tackler, had over 100 tackles the last 4 seasons each. And I haven't seen it. So that's what I feel about that. And quickly, I'm going to get to Brandon. He said, why did Sylvester only have 9 snaps the whole game? I'm not sure why Sylvester didn't have a whole bunch of snaps. I believe Mike Mularkey said it was something to do with the situation, had to get more pressure on the quarterback, so I don't know. That might be the same reason, same way with Kevin Dodd being a healthy scratch. That is a bit concerning as well, and that's something that we definitely have to pay attention to definitely on that. So, I mean, slide. Mike Malarkey said Sylvester Williams is going to get more reps in this game against Jackson. Now, Brandon also had another question that he wanted to mention. He said, can we get to the next level with receivers? I think we can. I think we have enough receivers that we can get to that next level. You got Davis, you got Decker, you got Taylor, you got Matthews, you got Jonnu Smith, Delaney Walker, Tajay Sharp. Well, he'll be out for the season, but you got Harry Douglas. He may be able to contribute when he comes back. So I think receiver-wise, I think we can get to that next level. I think we have a good group of guys that could be some legit receivers as well. And Brandon also asked, can we stick to run first so we aren't one-dimensional and open up the play action or passing schemes? Now, I agree. A lot of the times you can I think we can go both ways. Use the run to set up the pass, but you can also use the pass to set up the run. And I think maybe that was what Robisky was doing, trying to use the pass to set up the run. But we are a run-first team, so I'm thinking we really need to stick to running the football. So I definitely see your point on that. And, of course, some other people comment about tackling being bad, that it is crucial. Tyler had a question, says the offensive coordinator, play calling, is his play style good or bad? And if the offense keeps struggling, is he gone? We got way too much talent not be slaying people. And like I said, we go back to what we said before. Robisky is a little bit out there with his play calling. I think it could be better with that. So he really has to get into a rhythm himself and not outsmart himself. And I think that's where that play calling has to come in, honestly. And so I think you're absolutely right. And Kevin had a question. He was talking about, can we just not sign free agents? Well, Kevin, we're going to have to spend some money and sign some free agents. Now, as far as having good free agents, I'm not sure if we have a good record of that recently. But, I mean, I think Decker was a quality signing. We'll see how he does this next game. Maybe it was just one game. Maybe he was a little bit nervous, it being his first game here. They do need to get on sync offensively. As far as defensively, I was okay with the Logan Ryan signing. The Cyprian signing, I'm not too sure about. But, I mean, again, I think seriously it's addition by subtraction. And, Decker, 60 of 64 snaps, 8 targets, 3 catches, 10 yards. Yeah, he's going to have to make some of those plays. He had 8 targets. He should have caught 5 of them. So some of that was on Marcus, but some of that was on Decker. And I just think he needs to get better on that. And let's see. I'm looking through some other questions. And I know a lot of you saying starter Dory. And Kevin puts in the comments saying, we threw the ball 41 times. I think it was more because of the failure in the run game opposed to bad play calling. And that could go both ways with that. I mean, I think the running game did have a lot to do with that, with us having to go throw so much, which is why I think they need to make sure they establish the running game against Jacksonville if they're going to have any chance to win. And I give credit to Tony Romo. Tony Romo, for what I heard, called a really good game. And there were even times he was calling plays that we were going to run before we were. So I'm like, that's a quarterback for you. And, I like this comment by Kevin. He's saying, look, Decker will be our red zone guy. I personally hate forcing the ball to people. Go with the hot hand. I agree with that. You should go with the hot hand and not just try to force feed people. Davis was hot. Delaney was getting hot later. You really could have just kept with one of them. And then Tyler comes in with a question. He said, the way we're loaded up with the wideouts, should we become a pass-first team instead of run-first? The league is about the passing game. We're still running first. I think we're still a run-first team, but we do throw in some of the passes in there as well. So, I mean, I think we'll still be run first, but I think we will be passing the ball quite a bit. And Adrian Martin comes in and says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Sims as a corner? Based on last year, and that's all we could really go off of, based on last year, I'm going to give Sims about a 7. He's not an 8, 9, or 10, but I'm going to say 6.5, 7. I think he'll be pretty good. I think he could be a very good corner in this league. And he's got the size. He's 6 foot, about right at 210, 215 pounds. He's got the size and the length to be able to hang with those tall corners. So I think that's going to be a benefit. And he also said, is it too early to say Corey Davis is going to be a big name in the league? Do you think he will be getting some awards at the end of the year? I don't know about awards, but judging by what was seen on Sunday, I think Corey Davis may end up being the real deal. But we'll find out as the year goes on. If he does this against Jacksonville and has some success, he had 6 catches, 69 yards. But if he does that against the Jags, then we may have to start saying he could be a big name. And Brandon, of course, commented said there's too much talent. When can we get in the mindset we had in 99? Blaine Bishop said we had the same talent-ish team, but they utilized their strengths and showed what a team can do. To show what a team can do when they work together in unity. That's the key word, unity. We just have to get it back. Now, I agree with that. Getting back to 99 status is not going to be easy. I think it is possible. With this talent on this team, we should get back to that point. But we do have to play together. We have to play as a family if we're going to be successful. So I definitely agree with that. And let's see. And say Adrian said we seem not to have one phase we could depend on. I think you could definitely depend on the offensive line in the run game. That is definitely one we can hang our hats on. Is the running game and the offensive line. I think they'll be back. They'll be fine. And so there's really nothing to worry about on that. And hi, Derek. How you doing? Alex, how you doing today? And, I see a lot of other comments on that. Are we a playoff? And Adrian said, are we a playoff-bound team without Corey Davis? I remember the answer you gave before. I mean, we could still be a playoff team without Corey Davis. I mean, we went 9-7 without him last year. But I think with Corey Davis, we have a chance to really do something special. So we really have to take advantage of his talents. And that's what I really think as far as Corey Davis is concerned. I think he could be special. Now, before we get back and start previewing the Jacksonville Jaguars, I want to give a big shout out. To Tyler. He had one other question. He basically said, if you were John Robinson, what would be your thoughts, and what would you be doing after seeing this Raiders game? And to respond to that is actually quite simple. I would definitely be looking. I would definitely be looking at maybe looking at corner, maybe seeing what's out there as safety, seeing the other good defensive linemen that could be had. Definitely, because we have to take a look at the waiver wire and see what's available out there. I'll be at least looking at that. I'm definitely doing some scouting for the draft. I think definitely looking at defensive linemen, also safeties, and maybe a corner. But I would say definitely a 3-4 defensive end is something I would definitely be looking at as well. So that would be something that I would definitely be paying attention to if I were John Robinson with that. So, Tyler, thank you for that question. And I want to say that was about all for Pick My Brain. This is the most interaction that I believe we have had ever on this show, which I think is great. It's getting out there. So continue to do that. Continue to support, share, subscribe, all of that. It is definitely helping everybody. And I definitely appreciate that so very much. But now let's turn our attention to the Jacksonville Jaguars because this is a huge, huge game. And we really need to make sure we take care of business in this game. This is becoming a division game. They really beat up on Houston pretty bad and to the tune of 10 sacks. Now all of a sudden they're calling themselves Saxonville now, which I think they might be getting a little bit too ahead of themselves. I think a lot of media people are starting to drink the Jacksonville Kool-Aid a little bit too soon, but we have to go take care of business ourselves. And there are 4 things that we're going to do, 4 keys to the game that we're going to do. First thing, I'm going to start off offensively. Offensively, we need to play our game. Play our game our way, and we can win this game. The thing is, don't get cute. More smash mouth, less exotic, and I think we're going to be successful. That's the best way to neutralize an aggressive pass rush that the Jacksonville Jaguars have. They have 4 legitimate defensive linemen across the front. From Yannick Ngakoue, you got Malik Jackson, you got Calais Campbell, you got Dante Fowler, Avery Jones is another. So we have to neutralize that, and the best way to do that is an effective running game. Run right at them, and that is something that can neutralize the pass rush, and maybe where they have to they'll have to bring maybe a safety in or something like that, and that'll open up the play action and open up the passing game. So we need to play our game, make them play Tennessee Titan football, and that's where it starts. DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry need to be more involved. Then when that starts to happen, Marcus can also run as well with some design runs and attack the middle of the field. I think that is the weak spot of this Jacksonville defense. Attack the middle of the field. Delaney Walker could have a big game here. I think he could have a big game. Use Corey Davis across the middle on some slants, on some deep post routes in front of a safety, and let him go after the catch. So I think that's where they could definitely be effective on that. And the offensive line is going to be key. They got to take care of blocking. If they block and open up holes well, we will have some success. Defensively, what we have to do, first and foremost, shut down Leonard Fournette. Stop him at all costs. Shut him down. Don't even make him a factor. Force Blake Bortles to have to beat you. Force Blake Bortles to have to chuck it up because he's known to be like a gunslinger. He may hand us a couple of interceptions, and we have to be on our key. So we need to stop Leonard Fournette. Then we get after Blake Bortles. Force him to throw, get some sacks on him, force a few turnovers. If we can do that, we will definitely be successful. Also, the corners with LaShawn Sims coming back, which is terrific news. I do like the strategy, and that was the question I posed out before. Would you rather, with Sims coming back, do you think we keep Adoree Jackson in? Do we put somebody, Logan Ryan on the outside, Adoree in the slot, or do we keep Logan Ryan in the slot? A lot of you said Sims and Adoree Jackson need to be on the outside, Logan Ryan in the slot, which I think is the best way to go as well. You do that. Searcy's going to be starting instead of Cyprien. That might be a plus. That will be addition by subtraction, honestly, in my opinion, because Cyprien just looked so bad in the game against the Raiders that Searcy steps in there, and I think he provides a little bit more stability. So that's what we have to do defensively, is just get after them. And we play the way we're supposed to play, we'll win the game. And that's how we do that. Special teams, just don't make any mistakes. No more penalties on special teams. No big returns or anything like that. And we got to take opportunities on our returns. From the Raider game, as you've seen it, Adoree Jackson's gonna break one eventually. Adoree's gonna break one, maybe two this season, and take back for touchdowns. It might not be in this game, but I think he will definitely break one and take it back to the house. Whether it be kickoff, I think he'll do a kickoff and a punt return for touchdown this season. So that could happen in this game, and we just got to get some positive plays out of the special teams unit. And finally, coaching. Again, Terry Robisky, do not get cute. Just smash their ass. Smash them. Smash them into submission. Run the ball, start that up, and then Marcus can toy with them in the play action. Get them tired, and in that way you can exploit them. And then at the end of the game, you go back to running it down their throat to finish them off. We are basically a run-first team, and that's where we need to start. Use the run to set up the pass. Dick LeBeau's got to come up with some fancy schemes to get Blake Bortles uncomfortable. And if we do that, then I see us winning this game. Again, I said the prediction, I think it should be 34-10. I'm going to change that a bit to 24-13. I still think the Titans win, get to 1-1 on the season, and then we go from there. We get our first division win, and we'll be tied for first place in the AFC South with Jacksonville, and we can really take this over. The stars are aligning for us to take this division. We just have to go out there and take it ourselves. All right. And as I was saying, yeah, Ian O'Mahony mentioned Nate Diaz in UFC. So he definitely likes the MMAs. He says he's one of the baddest men on the planet. And I definitely can sympathize with that. I'm not really a big UFC guy. I'm a WWE guy. My personal favorite, I'm a John Cena fan to the heart. I will always be a John Cena fan. I like Roman Reigns. If I go back in the history books on the WWE, one of my other favorite all-time wrestlers, I was definitely an NWO fan. So I definitely was NWO for life, especially with the Wolfpack. And I definitely love Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash, Diesel, was one of my very favorite wrestlers back in the day. And I enjoyed watching that. The WCW, WWE, when they were at war, that was something that I enjoyed. So I really had a lot of fun with that. Tyler, of course, comes in and says, I'm a big fan of Iron Mike Tyson, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Conor McGregor. So a little bit of everything. And it's okay to like a little bit of everything. That's really cool. I mean, I was impressed with McGregor after the fight with Floyd Mayweather. So I thought that was actually pretty good there. But everybody, that's basically going to do it for me this evening. I'm going to go ahead and log off and sign off tonight. Just remember to make sure that you share this show, share this broadcast, whether you see it on YouTube or from Facebook Live. Share it to your friends. Let them know, because there are plenty of other Titan fans out there that don't know and need to know. Like I said, I'll be in section 143 all season. Definitely come holler at me. And I want to put some of y'all on when I do some stuff from Nissan Stadium, even though it is kind of difficult to do at times. It's like the reception is always bad inside of Nissan Stadium, because I'm going to try to do a recap from Nissan Stadium. And I'm going to also see if I can do something during halftime as well. But everybody, I thank y'all for listening in on Facebook Live and also on YouTube. And subscribe, share, join, comment. Let me know what you think. And let's keep this going. And Titans in Truth, we'll be back for another show next week, hopefully after a Titans win. And then we'll get ready to preview those vaunted Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to holler at y'all. Tighten up. TNT out.